Hello, friends, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Africa James. I've been an expat here in Africa for the last 5 years, and I've enjoyed living here, but there are some not so positive experiences, and one of them is gossip. A lot of people here have nothing to do with their time, so they'll be sitting out, and it's mostly ladies. I'm sorry, ladies. I don't know what it is, why it's ladies, but they'll be sitting out in front of their house, shucking corn, selling roasted corn, fish, whatever, or maybe not even working. And all they do is talk. Maybe they don't have a TV or internet, and that's probably a good thing. But that's what they like to do, is they like to gossip. Now, I want to tell you a story. The first house I rented when I first came to Africa, I had a neighbor, a pretty young woman with children, and she invited me to come over to her house, and as a friendly neighbor, I accepted, and I would sit there and talk to her and her family, her brother, her mother, and, we would just hang out, and I enjoyed it, and she made me feel welcome and part of the community. Now, after I had broken up with one of my girlfriends, she was asking me questions about that girlfriend. And I opened up to her and I told her a lot of personal stuff. 4 or 5 months later, I started hearing these stories from other people, very personal stories. And I was quite disappointed because the only person who those stories could have come from was my neighbor. I've been in the village, walking through the village, and I hear things about myself that I didn't even know about myself. First of all, if you're a Westerner and you stand out and you're walking or you live in a village, people will say hello and they'll say your name, and you're like, I've never met you before. How do you know my name? Everybody will learn your name, and then you'll find out things about yourself that you didn't even know about yourself. I learned that I'm a sorcerer and I have access to deep black magic from my Nordic roots. I learned that my dogs escape the compound at night and go kill people's goats. I learned that I have AIDS. I didn't even know that I have AIDS. During the Corona pandemic, I learned that I was the one who brought Corona to Uganda. Only me. I learned that I actually have a family back home in the United States, and I have children, but I come here to Uganda, and I have a girlfriend here. So I learned a lot of interesting things about myself, and I want to thank the gossipy Ugandans who taught me all these things that I didn't know about myself. Now, that's when I lived in a bit of a rural area. Later on, I moved to a more central area closer to town. I thought it might be different. I thought that maybe the city folk would be different. However, the other day, I was walking with a female friend, and we walked past these 2 ladies who were sitting out in front of their house cooking corn on the cob, and I wasn't paying attention, but my friend said to me, do you know what they're saying about you? They're saying that, oh, today it's a short one. The other day it was a tall one. Sometimes it's a big one. Sometimes it's a small one. Now, I don't know, how would you deal with this kind of situation? Usually, I ignore it because I don't understand what they're saying. That's probably a good thing, because sometimes I can be a little short-tempered. But I did go back to those 2 ladies and I said, my friend here translated for me what you said, and since we're neighbors, maybe next time you can just be quiet and keep your thoughts to yourself.